Hey, Facebook, how's it going? So here we are. It's another Wednesday night. I hope everything is great with you. I hope you've had a wonderful day, that your health is good, and all those things that we all worry about very, very often throughout our lives. And so I've been doing this for a long time now, about 2 years, and I am hoping that I have a platform to share my experience, strength, and hope, which this is what it's done. It's also connected people, and it's also given a resource for people who are struggling with any kind of mental health, addiction, codependency, anything that you might be struggling with. This is a place where I am able to share with you my knowledge, my experience, my strength, and my education and training. Hi, Heather. Hi, Donna. As a licensed marriage and family therapist in the beautiful state of California. And I started this as a labor of love, as a way to hold myself accountable. And knowing that when I would see patients in my office in my private practice, I would see one person at a time. And I kept thinking, I can have a bigger impact. My patients have really gained and benefited, so they tell me, from their relationships with me in therapy. And there's been so much healing that's gone on. Now, I've been doing this for 33 years, which means that's a lot of patients. That's a lot of clients. That's a lot of love. That's a lot of experience. And that's a lot of knowledge. But it's also a tremendous amount of healing that's going on. So my ask to you is to please share these. If it impacts you, if you like it. And hi, Heather. Thank you. It's already shared. Like Heather, I'm so grateful to you guys for doing that, because that's the only way that the audience will build. And my dream and my wish is to really do this full time. It would be incredible if this was something that I could do on a full-time basis instead of squeezing it in to my work schedule once a week. That I could do it daily would be incredible. I could die a happy woman. Hi, Linda. How are you? So I'm going to continue doing the very best that I can with what I have and offer to you solutions, inspirations, hope, guidance, all of that good stuff. And really, really, really am hoping and praying that y'all are benefiting. And so many of you have been so kind in sending me, hi, Freddie Petrocelli, and sending me your comments. And so I thank you. I am so grateful to you for all of the kind words that I've been receiving, especially on my Ask Gina page. And when I'm done here, I typically jump off and go on to another bigger page where I give the same talk, but obviously it's different because this is all spontaneous. It's not rehearsed, and I have nothing written down. So if you want to continue this talk, when I'm done, you're loving it so much, jump on there. Now, there's a few on here with me, and I haven't said what the talk is. So if you didn't read the title, if that didn't pop up when I first came on the page, then tonight we're going to talk about when someone shows you who they are, believe them. And I will add to that what I heard through Oprah's Soul Conversations recently. This is a talk that she had on her podcast, and she heard from Maya Angelou. And she said, when someone shows you who they are the first time, believe them. If they show you who they are, or they tell you who they are, believe them. And so, hi, Lenora. So this talk is about how we con ourselves and convince ourselves that what we know is not true and accurate, that we should not trust our perceptions, that we are so powerful that we're going to take somebody who's absolutely broken, who's unkind, who's mean-spirited, who's cold, who's telling us I'm an ass, I'm a jerk, I'm a person who doesn't follow through, I'm a person who's careless, I'm a person who's selfish, and we just think with all the love that we have that we're going to be able to change that person. No. It's not going to happen, okay? Here's the thing. You are powerless over people. And if you're in any program of recovery, you've heard this a million times, because you know you're powerless over people, places, and things. I'm just going to limit you tonight to you're powerless over other people, and you have got to get that in your head. And I don't care who it is. It's your spouse, it's your kid, it's your mother, it's your pastor, it's your best friend, it's your boss, it's your coworker, your colleague, the lady at the checkout, at the store. It doesn't matter. You are powerless over all other people. You cannot change them. Get it through your head. If you have sick children that are addicted to drugs and alcohol right now, or suffering some kind of depression or anxiety or any mental health issue that you're struggling with, trying to fix, you can't fix it. Trust me. I know from personal experience. As a therapist, nobody could fix my depression. Literally nobody. I went to doctors. I got medication. I went into therapy. Bottom line was, it was great to talk to the therapist, and I got a lot of relief from that. What didn't happen was change until I did something different. I had to take the advice and the direction, and I had to take an action to change my behavior, and then that changed and helped change how I was feeling about myself, right? So when someone tells you, I'm not really good at commitment, why would they say that? To get your attention, to endear themselves to you? I mean, if they're going on a date and they're looking for a partner or whatever, and they say to you, I'm not really good at commitment, that's a big, huge red flag. So I want you, I'm so glad, Lenora, that you love this and that you needed it right now, because I knew somebody needed it, because I always need this talk, and I've heard it over and over again. And this week, when I went on Oprah's Soul Conversation podcast, I strongly recommend that you all download it. Sorry, my bangs need to be cut. They keep getting in my face. Is she said this and repeated it, and I said, oh my God, I've said that 100 times to people. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. When they tell you, even more importantly. Now, what happens is somebody doesn't tell us that they're careless and they're unable to commit. But then you start dating them or you marry them, and they show you. They show you that they cannot follow through. They show you that they're not committed to the relationship. And you keep thinking you can change them. Shame, 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 shame on us. You can't. You cannot change anybody. I've tried, believe me, so many times throughout my life, changing people, because I thought if I fix them, then I'm going to feel better about myself, because there's an unhappiness that's going on in the relationship, because something in their behavior is really disturbing me. And Lenora's going to download the Super Soul Conversations. Good for you. You're going to get addicted to them. And I have so many I can recommend. But this talk was a great one. Now, hear me. When someone says to you so clearly, look, I'm a cheater, or, I have a tendency to lie, I have a tendency to exaggerate, I have a tendency to run late, they're revealing themselves to you. They're not making this up. They're saying it to you in hopes that that will excuse their bad behavior. But what you can do is you can take that information in and then say, oh my God, I don't like when people run late all the time, or I definitely don't like a cheater, and I definitely don't like people who don't follow through with their commitments or they're careless. So I should take that information in and I should step off. I should tell myself to get the heck out of here, because I'm about to walk down a street that's going to cause me a lot of pain. And why would I do that to myself? Why would any of you do that to yourself? You would do that to yourself because you suffer from the lovely, lovely disorder that we like to call codependency, right? It's not a mental health disorder that's written in our diagnosis book, but it is recognized as a problematic relational issue, which means when you are codependent, you're dependent on other people, how they feel, their needs and their wants. And if you can fill those needs and wants and make them happy, you imagine that you're going to be happy. You also acquiesce all your needs and wants to other people. If you're codependent, you always put everybody else first. Everybody else gets a turn. Everybody else gets a seat at the table. Everybody eats before you do. You're always people pleasing. You're always needing to make sure that everybody's okay so that you could rest peacefully. So your opinions, your feelings, everything is attached to other people and how they're doing, because you're seeking your validation from outside. You're seeking your validation from other people other than yourself or your higher power. You're saying, if so-and-so loves me, then I'm lovable. And that is a bullshit story that you have been telling yourself. Hi, Ayman from Egypt. Very nice to see you. Ayman. Either way, it's a beautiful name. Thank you for joining us here. So the subject tonight is when people show you or tell you who they are, believe them. Showing you. If someone has never been aggressive with you, but then suddenly becomes aggressive, what do you do with that? What do you do with that behavior? So this is an example that I heard today where there's a woman who's in relationship with a partner who's never really been abusive, but suddenly this person began to drink, and when they drank, they became abusive. And in her mind, she's in relationship with the sober person. Hi there, Rid Chow Pai. hello, letters, letters, letters. Good to see you. So she thought, I'm not in relationship with this drunk person. I'm in relationship with the person who's sober. So I'm going to hang out and keep waiting for that person to show up. The problem is the drinking kept escalating. So she kept getting more of the bad behavior from the alcoholic person who doesn't think they have a problem. They black out. They leave at night and forget to come back home, but they don't have a problem. But she has a problem because she's upset with this person now, which happens to be her spouse. Well, the agreement going into the marriage wasn't, the agreement going into the marriage wasn't, I am marrying you and you will become an alcoholic and I will be happy with that relationship. No, that wasn't an agreement that she made going into marriage. So part of what happens here is when someone becomes something different than what they told you you were, their action is now showing you who they are. So I don't care what their words are saying. Their words can say, I love you. You're the greatest thing since sliced bread. You're the most important person in my life. But then they're somehow demeaning, abusive, disrespectful, nasty to you, or just plain right, abandon and ignore you. These are signs. These are red flags. These are big, huge red flags saying you need to change. You need to leave the situation. You need to accept that when that person is showing you who they are, you must believe them because that is their absolute truth. They are standing in their truth and there's nothing you can do to change them. I don't care how much you love them. That will not change their behavior. That includes your children. I want to read Lenora's comment. Yes, I want to trade in my car for a Prius and I could have done it all on my own today. I got a good price for a trade for the car. I waited and thought I would let my husband know. And he got super angry and nasty towards me because he wants a new tire for his motorcycle. And that is fine, but it is the way he talks to me about it rather than discussing the issue. So now I thought I will go without the car because it would make him angry. I wish I heard this and listened years ago. Thank God I found a program and no longer codependent. I make a daily investment in my recovery. Good for you, Christy. So if you don't know CODA, Codependence Anonymous, and even Al-Anon would help you with codependent behaviors because literally that's what Al-Anon is teaching people that have a dependency on the addict or an alcoholic who they are enabling will teach you the same behavior. Now, I hope you all will comment to Lenora and send her your love and send her a thumbs up, love, hearts, prayers. And this is what I say to you. When you have to alter yourself because your fear that someone else is angry, they're controlling you and you're becoming submissive, then you're destroying the person that you are. You're losing a little bit of your soul and a little bit of your spirit because you're handing over to them the keys to your heart and you're handing over the control, the common sense and the guidance and the intuition that you have with you naturally always is with you. You always know when you're getting it right and you always know when you're getting it wrong. And it is never okay to threaten someone into submitting and doing what you want them to do. Whatever jealousy or anger is there between you and your spouse, Lenora, around you get a car, so I get a tire, or I didn't get a tire, so you don't get a car. Whatever the issue is, if it is better for your family, if it's more economical and it's healthier for your family, for you to trade in your car and get this very economical and good, cleaner car, a Prius, then that's what you do. And that's the conversation you have. But it's never okay to have somebody yelling at you. And certainly one thing doesn't exclude the other. It's not a tit for tat. And sometimes in relationship, we get into this tit for tat thing where it's like, well, you got that, so I'm going to get this. Well, you got to go there, so now I'm going to go here. And I will say that I'm guilty of it. It's happened to me in my own relationship over and over again when I felt that I wasn't getting my needs met. Then I wanted to barter with other things in our life, material things in our life. So maybe that's what's happening with you, Lenora. So you guys send her lots of love. Our biggest obstacle is fear. Absolutely, Christy. Gina, it's one of the reasons I'm not married anymore. Okay, girl. And thank you for saying I'm right, Jackie. And say hello to my cousin who is now on here live and could actually come on live if I clicked the camera there, my cousin Myrna. Hi, Prima. Good to see you. So we're talking about when someone shows you who they are, Believe them the first time. Don't wait. And I regret now in my life, I'm not going to say it's a big regret because I've worked through it, but in my life, in my first marriage, I tolerated so much bad behavior. I was talked down to, I was disrespected, I was cursed at, I was yelled at, and this was not familiar territory for me. But I thought, oh, I love him, and so therefore I need to fix it. I need to stay. I need to give it my all, and I need to fix it. And at the time, I was studying to be a therapist, so it was more of a mind-blowing thing because I would say to myself, well, you're learning this, so use the tools that you're learning. And here I am sacrificing my own happiness, my own health. I was stressed out all the time. I became very, very fearful in the relationship. I feared that I was going to be physically assaulted. I feared that it would continue to escalate. And that was true. It continued to verbally escalate. It got uglier and more demeaning and more scary for me. And I isolated more and more. So if you are in relationship, if you have friends that say, no, I don't ever do that, it's not for me, and you're like, oh, I can convince her, she'll come, she'll help me, but she's a friend that says, no, I'm pretty selfish, I just got to do what I got to do. You need to listen to this. You need to stop arguing with people about who they are. They know themselves way better than you do. You don't know them better than they know themselves. And it seems funny for someone to be mean-spirited or ugly. Like, no, that can't be them. And listening to Oprah's Super Soul Conversation, she repeated the conversation she had with Elanya Van Sant, which is another poet, speaker, inspirational speaker, and author. Don't ask me to spell it because I know I'm going to butcher it, but Elanya Van Sant. Some of you might know her and know her books. So she said to her, now, why if someone tells you I am a jerk, I always disappoint people, I never follow through with anything, you cannot rely on me, I am not to be trusted, and that person acting crazy, just like bad behavior all along, why don't you believe them? They're telling you and they're showing you who you are. Like I was being shown who this person was. And I kept minimizing that, thinking, if I love them, I can change that. And that never happened. All the love in the world was not going to change that man. He had to make that choice to change. And I pray to God he changed for somebody else and that he's not that person anymore, because that was a miserable, ugly person that I was in relationship with, right? So Elanya had this saying too. She goes, if you see crazy walking down the street, cross the street. Like, don't embrace it. Don't go, I love you, I'm going to fix you. You see crazy coming at you, run or go across the street, get away from it. Give yourself permission not to get pulled into other people's chaos. Give yourself permission. Yes, I said it. I'm going to say it again. To not get pulled into other people's chaos. That is not your job ever. So if you're in an unhealthy, chaotic, scary, or abusive, or abandoning, or ignorant, or distasteful, displeasing, uncomfortable relationship, then please don't continue to stay in that and deprive yourself of fully feeling, hi Renee, feeling joy and feeling that what you're entitled to, which is a beautiful, loving life full of joy, with experience, with purpose, and with meaning. And so the talk tonight is, what? When someone tells you or shows you who they are, you believe them the first time. Don't hang out in the land of crazy. Don't hang out in the land of, I'm a broken person and I've got all these dysfunctional issues from my family and I've never worked on them, but just love me anyways and I'm going to fix you. No. That's not a place you want to stay. Hi, Denise. So I invite you to start setting boundaries in your life and to saying to those people when they say, oh, I'm really careless, I'm really selfish, to go, okay, that's really good. I'm glad you told me that. So now I can keep some distance from you because I don't really appreciate, I don't want to be in a relationship with someone who's selfish and careless. Thank you for being so honest. I got to go. And that might be your first date on Tinder or whatever things you guys swipe and go dating on sites that I haven't even ever looked at. So if you're doing that, then say to yourself, you're looking beautiful. Thank you, Denise. Then say to yourself, swipe away. So if someone says I'm crazy, I'm careless, I'm abusive, I have a history of abused, or I'm an alcoholic and I'm not in recovery. I mean, if they're in recovery, that's some beautiful people right there, and you should appreciate that, because sometimes those are the healthiest people I've ever met, is people who choose to be in recovery and be sober. So bless those people. But if someone's not in that active recovery or working an active program, they can be really stuck in some sick behavior. So you don't have to invite that into your life. Say, no, can't do, not ready for that, not wanting that. I want something different. I want to take care of myself. I want to honor myself, and I want to feel good about where I'm at in my life. So say bye-bye to those people. When they show you who they are, believe them. I hope you enjoyed this talk. Dear God, I need to get a haircut. And please keep coming back and share my page and share this, share it. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, whatever, share it anyways. There's somebody out there that needed to hear this message, like some of you needed to hear it tonight. I keep telling you, and you keep not taking me up on this offer. Please send me a topic. If you really want to hear something that you're burning to hear, a desire that you always wanted to ask a therapist, hi, Kelly, please send it to me, okay? And I will do my very best to have it on the show the very next time. So wish you all the best. God bless. Take care. Keep living your best life. I need to stop because I'm about to choke. Hi, Kelly. You jumped on and I'm jumping off because I'm losing my voice and I have to save it for the next page. Say hi to Kelly because he's the man behind the Wings of Encouragement. I don't know what just happened, but God bless you all, and I'll see you soon. Wings of Encouragement. I'm going on in like 5 to 10 minutes. If I can talk. Okay, bye. Oh my God, my voice was gone. Hey, sorry you guys. Forgot you were there. Look, I don't know. I don't think anybody watches these because I'm not doing it as a subscriber. I'm just posting it on my page. And when I get some time and some knowledge of how to do this differently so that people can really access this, I promise I'm going to do that. And then it's going to be a thing. So for now, I just record these and I leave them on this page so that people can access them, because I'm doing Facebook Live and at the same time don't want to go live on YouTube because I think it would be confusing in case people started sending in questions and comments. So that's what's happening. If you're wondering why I'm sitting here and not saying anything, I was finishing up over there. So I wish you the very best. Again, it's Gina Tabrizi, licensed marriage and family therapist, and I hope you enjoyed the talk if you watched it. Okay, bye.